Hello everyone, this is Kevin with Bear Creek Honey, and this is our Adventures in Beekeeping series continued. Today we're going to talk about single hive management, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. Today is June 26th, and we've passed the summer solstice. And the summer solstice is kind of an important date in beekeeping, especially for us up here in the north. It's a point in time, generally speaking, when the queen egg production has reached its peak and starts to decline, and also a time which can be dangerous for a colony, which is when mite levels in a hive start out producing egg production. So your mite population in a hive can actually increase exponentially as your hive population decreases. Now it's also the time here in, at least in central Wisconsin, where our honey flow will be starting or has started. But what I wanted to do today is get back down to the single hive management as brood production slows down, and drop all my bees, at least the brood nest, back to one deep box. Now I'm kind of taking a page out of Ian Stepler's Beekeeping. He's from Saskatchewan, Canada, and he does the single hive management. He has two deep boxes from May through June, and then back down to one from June until fall. The only difference being that Ian only uses deep boxes for his honey production. He's a commercial beekeeper, has 1,500 hives, and he can handle that because he has the equipment to pick up full honey deep boxes. They get quite heavy for the average outdoor beekeeper. So, unfortunately, I have two deeps, and in order for me to get back down to one, I'm going to be shaking all these bees down into the first hive box. I'll be shaking all the bees down until, or unless I find the queen and shake her down, then it doesn't really matter. I put the queen excluder on and separate the boxes. All the brood up here hatches, and then they start storing honey in this box and any supers that you put on over it. Two things this will help me with is it'll get, well, one thing anyways, it will get the bees used to passing through the queen excluder barrier, because they'll be forced to get up here to take care of the any brood that hasn't hatched yet, and then while they're up there, they'll be storing nectar and honey up in these boxes, and away we go until the fall. This is also a time, like I said, of heavy mite production, so if you haven't had a good program going into this, you also might want to think about treating. You should do a sugar shake at this time to determine your mite levels in your colony and treat if needed. And I'll be doing that in a later time. I won't be doing that today. I treated these hives, or especially this hive right here, with 3 weeks of oxalic acid, 3 straight weeks at the end of May. And so I should be pretty good for that now, but for those of you who haven't, this is a good time to start your treatments, whether it's Apivar, whether it's oxalic acid, whether it's Mite Away quick strips. Just remember, I think Mite Away, and you'll have to check your local regulations, is the only one where you can put, where you can treat while the honey supers are on. Oxalic acid you can't treat with the honey supers on, but what you can do is take the honey supers off, put your lid on, fog it. 5 minutes later, after your vapor clears, you can put your honey supers back on and you're good to go. It's just it hasn't been approved for the vapor to be on the honey, even though it's a safe, oxalic acid is a safe to eat, actually. in small quantities, obviously, very, very minute quantities, which is what fogging would do. Anyways, so what we're going to do today is, okay, what I'll be doing is setting one box on top of this lower hive body to act sort of as a funnel. And I'll be shaking the bees into that and then setting them in this box here, just so I can take this box and set it back when it's all said and done. So that's kind of the system here. My other hive over here never got to 2 hive boxes. I lost my queen right away when I installed the nuke that I bought. I failed to create another queen. Kind of went through, I put another queen in, she ended up dying, so I had to requeen again, and that queen really hasn't gotten things rolling, and that hive, none of the bees just don't seem, and they never have, seem to want to really produce. They don't like to produce wax. They didn't want to build out comb. Her egg laying was kind of but it was enough for me to keep her around. Like I said, it just never took off, so I never put another second brood box on that, so we don't have to do anything to that one. I have 6 other hives over another apiary that I have to shake down into 2, but today all we're going to show is this one here. So let me get dressed and we'll start. Okay, we're going to use some smoke on this hive, although what we're going to be doing is sort of violent to the bees a little bit, and it's probably going to piss them off something fierce, so I don't think smoke is going to help a whole lot, but it might give them some calming effect anyways. I also want you to stay tuned for another episode that I'm going to be filming later today, and that's going to be we are 10 days removed from all of our queens hatching. So I am going to go into a few hives and check to see if we have the queen has returned and has started laying. And if I find the queens, I'm going to be marking them. So stay tuned for that episode coming up. I'll post that probably today also. So look for that. Anyways, let's get going. It's funny, I put this emery shim on here to hopefully give them an upper entrance for this honey. They didn't use it at all. Yeah, see, they're up here, but they're not up here in any kind of great numbers or anything, and there isn't a single. There's a little bit of nectar being built in this one. This is the only one out of all my frames up here. So, and this has staggered comb. In other words, one's drawn out, one's new, one's drawn out, one's new, and they're still barely up here at all. So that's not what we want to see. Okay. Now we're also going to take a quick look. Oh my God, is this heavy? Ho, ho. It's full of honey. So they're probably even honey bound up here. Oh. And we do have one queen cell, which isn't a good sign. But it's empty, so we have no worries there. I got 4, 5, 6, 7 frames of these in this box. Okay. Alrighty. So we're not going to go through and look for the queen in the lower box, but what we are going to do is give them a little smoke. I'm going to set this box on top. So I can shake frames into it. Okay. Actually, these are supposed to go just like this. And of course, the only reason for shaking these bees down is to get the queen down there. But this is actually a fully packed brood frame right here, all ready to hatch soon. As you can see, that fully packed on one side. Interesting thing about bees is usually what you see on one side, you'll see out exactly on the other. This is a fully drawn out comb, not a thing in it. Well, I think there might be eggs in there, so. I just noticed something dumb I did. I put the box over the super and I didn't put the queen excluder between the two. So in theory, the queen could crawl down into the super. So I might have to shake those bees off as well. So far I haven't seen the queen up here. But another full cap, well, actually this one's fully capped. This side is actually pretty well empty. These are all just hatched out. And this one actually, there's a bee. There's a bee right there. There's a bee right there just emerging. Can you see him? Can you see her? Look at her come out there. I love seeing that. These all probably hatched in the last day. Nobody's helping her, she's just doing her own thing. Now she's out. There she goes. And then there's her sister coming out right there. And there's another sister right there coming out. Pretty cool stuff if you ask me. Okay, back to it. Drone comb. Oh, there's a queen cell. This ain't good. Ooh. And it's empty. That's good. So I don't see any queens running around here. Now, if you're also in your management system, this is also the time of the year that you want to replace your queens, if you need to. I won't be doing that this year simply for the reason I'm just checking. I got 3 queen cups on this frame, but they're all empty. I won't be doing that for the simple reason that all my queens are 2018 queens. And but next year about this time, I'll be looking to replace all these queens with a new batch, so that they can start laying and enter the fall, and then come spring they'll be laying machines. They'll hit their prime, and next spring they'll be doing well. So what I'll probably end up doing is replacing them with the queens from the nukes that I created this year. So I'll be replacing them essentially with laying queens. So they'll be ready to roll. I have not run into the queen yet. Doesn't mean she's not here somewhere, but she might be down below. Okay. Lots of brood on that frame. Larvae. This is a good queen. I've got no reason to replace her. There she is, right there. So there's my queen. Actually, you can kind of see her. Right. Let's see if we can get her in the photo right there for you. Right there. She's running around. She's a good queen. So I can drop her down, which I just did, and she'll crawl into the bottom. Like Ian Stepler says, they're not made of honey. Just verifying that I got her off. She's gone. Okay. So we don't have to shake any more bees off. We're done. Because we know the queen is down there. Okay. So I can take this box off. I'm going to get these, chase these bad boys back down. All right, guys, get down. Come on. And then we're going to Whoa! They are boiling over here. Come on, guys, get down. Look at them boiling out the front going, hey, we don't have any freaking room here. So, okay. Hope you can see that. This is my hive boiling out, going, what in the hell? This guy just totally got rid of all of our room. But now that I gave him that extra box, they will get back up in it and start doing their thing, as it were. We hope. Okay. Okay, now as the queen starts slowing down in her egg production, those nurse bees down here that I shook down will climb back up into this box to take care of this brood, and they will do that for the next, well, 21 days until everything hatches. Okay, and that'll take us halfway through the flow of July, or honey flow. And they're up here, they're going to be depositing honey stores up here and into the second box. They have plenty of room for it, and that's the hope and the theory behind it. So you know, this is my hive 2, and I hope you check back for the update as it comes. As we check in on this, probably in about 2 weeks, I'll check into it next week, just to see if I need to put another box on, honey box on, or if I need to wait 2 weeks. Right now I'm thinking, as they start backfilling this one and then even putting it in there, it might take them a week and a half, 2 weeks to fill this up, but they have the room to expand and do their thing, and that's it. So until next time, like I said, stay tuned for my mated queen check, which is coming in a video. It should be out today, if not today, tomorrow. Happy beekeeping.